Hello, and welcome to my video on how to install a Unigo hitch and Unigo wiring harness for a Unigo trailer on a Bmw R1150Rt. Mine is a 2004 model, similar on other year models, I'm sure. Some of the things that I purchased to make my installation go a little easier was the isolation relay kit from the Unigo distributor, and this is the actual wiring harness itself. I purchased two, one for the RT. I have a GS, same year model, that I will wire up next. You need to find a connector to go onto this end. I was not able to find that connector locally. Seen them before, just couldn't find them now. So I chopped mine off. I have a weather pack connector kit. This is a nice kit. Found it on Amazon. I've seen them on eBay. There's the people you can get them from. I want to say this kit was between $80 and $100, but it comes with all the pins and all the connectors. I use this one right here, 4-pin. It's a little bulkier, a little heavier duty, probably a little more weather tight. I've always enjoyed or always liked weather pack connectors. We use them in my industry all the time. Some other things I purchased: this little spade connector. It's a spade multiplier. Use these on the back of the motorcycle. I'll show you in a little bit. You slide that onto an existing spade and it gives you two more spades to hook onto. That's exactly what I was looking for. I also ordered a trailer kit, or a trailer plug, Unigo. I don't know exactly what brand that is. I've never seen these before, but they have multiple pins. Seems like a pretty nice little connector. It is bulky. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's a little bulky. Also went ahead and purchased some wire from the Unigo distributor. Didn't think I'd really need it, but it was cheap, and turns out I did use it. And that right there is actually some of the wiring that I chopped out of the harness. It comes with a pretty long harness. As far as the hitch goes, there's no instructions that came with the hitch, which inspired this video. You get a little ear, comes right here, bolts on back here. Let's see if we can get that in here. Bolts on right there, maybe a little ahead of that. Anyway, yeah, right there. That's where they bolt in. Same on the other side. You can take this bolt out, a couple other bolts, probably have this hitch off in about 15 minutes or less. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could. Of course, there's your standard Unigo receiver hitch. They use a U-joint to put it together. And I'll show you a little on the other side. Ear bolts over here above the exhaust. Same fashion. A little hard to get to, but works. Part of the hitch you don't see from the outside. See if we can get a shot of it here. There it is. Support runs from the hitch all the way up your inside of your back fender, and then it actually bolts up here. You have to drill these holes. Bracket up here on the inside. You have to drill. These are the holes I was talking about. You have to drill right there, right there. It also bolts into the side here. Those are already drilled. That pretty much the install of the hitch part. Doesn't look that complicated, but look how much of my bike I tore down to get to there. Anyway, as far as the wiring harness goes, here is the oscillator relay. There's the 4-pin weather pack connector that I used. I actually manufactured the wiring harness from here to the rear tail lights. I had to cut that hole there so that the connector could pass through. You have a wire that goes to each one of the bulbs in your tail light assembly. There is the spade connector that I utilized. So we get down here a little closer. Put that spade multiplier on there. This goes to the this wire here goes back to the relay harness. This here is your factory wire for turning your signal on. The way this oscillator kit works, has its own power supply. Run all the way back up here. Now you just hooked it onto the back of the accessory booster plug that they give you. Run quite a few electronics on there, and all this needs to be tidied up after this install. I kind of moved some things around. I'll give you some more of the other electronics in a few moments. I spliced in the wire here to go down to the actual trailer itself. This is some extra wire that goes down through a hole that I enlarged. Comes down here to this bulky connector and into the trailer. There's actually an extra wire in that harness. It's the white wire on my install that could actually be used for trailer brakes. As far as I know, I'm not going to need that. It also has a auxiliary plug inside the Unigo for charging cell phones or running a, I don't know, whatever you wanted to run inside there. Also has, you can see I soldered these connections together and used shrink tubing to protect them. I thought about putting another connector in there, but it was a bulky connector and it just kind of seemed like a waste of a connector, actually, because I didn't think I'd ever be disconnecting that. Anyway, that's kind of how I ran it. Works pretty good. The only thing I'm not satisfied with so far is the connector here. I've not exactly figured out how that's going to work. Thought about making a bracket, putting it up here. It looks odd whenever you're not pulling the trailer, or when you are pulling the trailer, but not so bad whenever it's not. But as I put the bike back together, I'll find a place to mount that. Some of the other electronics that I run, and the reason I went ahead and bought the oscillation relay is didn't want it messing with some of my other electronics and protect the electronics on the bike. This is not a canvas bike, so we don't have to worry about that. But I also have a electrified tank bag. Again, use the weather pack connectors. Have a cell phone charger in here. You run a mixer. Mix-It makes, I think it's called Mix-It. So I can listen to my Zumo, get my directions. Also utilize the MP3 player. Also run a radar detector. It's not currently installed on the bike. It runs into the mixer as well. Into this headphone jack. I still run old school earbud headphones. Also run a Spot GPS It's not wired into anything. It's independent battery operated. Get a little peace of mind for the wife. Kind of neat to see your tracks whenever you get home. Anyway, I use a mixer in the tank bag. It's electrified. Quite an investment in electronics. Wanted to protect that as well as the electronics of the bike. I'll show you how this works. It's fascinating. You've seen turn signals before. We'll use the hazards for our purpose. Hazards on the bike, hazards on the trailer. Anyway, that's my install of a wiring harness from Unigo. I'm going to also wire up the GS. It's next for the lift. Got a different hitch from it. Unigo does not manufacture a hitch for a GS. And I found a hitch on one of the BMW owners' websites. The used one from a guy in Arkansas. It comes from these folks. Was glad to find a used one. Actually, just glad to find one that would fit a GS. Anyway, I got to wire that one up next. Should be a breeze after doing this one. I bought my Unigo trailer used from a guy in Ohio. And just like any used trailer, the wiring was a little different than what I would have done it, but what more could you expect? I had to rewire the trailer to match the wiring for my bike, but seems to be all working. I'll get her all back together tonight, possibly go riding tomorrow, give her a try. Weather holds out here in Texas. It's January and every other day you can ride, seems like. Anyway, that's my 2004 BMW RT with the Unigo hitch, Unigo trailer, Unigo wiring harness. See a silver RT and a black trailer? It's me. Give me a holler. My name's Uncle Bud. See you on the road.